Chris.
Howdy.
Time of the preacher.
Willie Nelson.
Can you say more?
Well, we're going to save that because we have some albums to talk about with Willie at the end of this video, but you want to maybe turn it down a little bit so that we can hear us talk. It's a little loud here.
Yeah.
Plus you don't want to...
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, do your thing.
So back by popular demand, Lawrence and his nephew, Chris, are back to talk about albums, to cut a few jokes, maybe cut a few farts, and talk about some good music, alright?
Darn tootin'.
Now Lawrence does not have a cowboy hat. He has sort of a Panama Jack hat thing going on, but it's still very cool. He looks like he was out in the field all day picking coffee for you. And I gotta tell you a little bit while you're drinking your coffee, I have just recently been turned on to the awesome world of country music. I really kind of poo-pooed it and stuck my nose up at it. And over the last couple months, I've just really gotten turned on to it. I really enjoy it. And who do I go to when I want to find out more about music? This guy right here. He knows it all. He's turned me on. He taught me everything I know about classic rock. And he's going to teach me a little bit about country today, and he's going to teach a little bit to you. Starting with our first album. What do you got there?
This album was actually around the house when I was growing up. I happen to have it back in my collection. Never No More Blues by the godfather of country music, Jimmy Rogers, the yodeler.
I say I'm not that familiar with him. The yodeler.
Yeah, this goes back.
It's sort of like Slim Whitman or Eddie Arnold?
No, a little deeper than that,
really?
You know, yeah. But get the name out there. He is the godfather of country music. And
Jimmy Rogers.
Yeah, and he was like a Depression-era artist. Died of tuberculosis. Did I pronounce that right?
Tuberculosis,
yeah. Kind of a Depression-era disease.
Right.
Okay. Johnny Cash had a younger brother, Tommy Cash.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. He was pretty good, but overshadowed by his brother.
Frank Stallone. Right?
Right.
The little brother of Sylvester Stallone tried to make it in the music industry.
Uh-huh.
And, you know, he did okay. He did The Wait Is Over, or... I mean, he had one or two hits, but... Okay, what else you got there?
Okay. Buck Owens.
You know, the only thing I really know Buck Owens from is Hee Haw. Because when I was a kid, every Saturday night at 7 o'clock, we used to watch Hee Haw.
Yep.
And him and Roy Clark used to host Hee Haw. Look how young he is in that picture.
Yeah. So if you want to listen to some good corny jokes.
Does he tell jokes on there?
Oh yeah, they all did.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, is this like a thrift store find?
Yeah, these are mostly thrift stores, but this is the on the Capital Gold Line line. Buck Owens, like a greatest hits. But let me tell you one thing about Buck.
Let me see.
Okay.
Go ahead.
When he went to before Hee Haw, Buck Owens and the Buckaroos was a great country band. They had that Bakerfield sound, which was a kind of a West Coast version of country and western. You know, Merle Haggard came out of that, and they were tight. But when he went to Hee Haw, his music kind of got neglected, watered over.
Right.
He kind of came back a little bit later on with Dwight Yoakam. Is definitely influenced by Buck Owens. They were good friends.
The thing I know most about Dwight Yoakam is that he was one of my grandfather's favorite country performers, right? Papa was a big fan of Dwight Yoakam.
That's right.
Yeah, and I didn't ever even really heard. I didn't even know if it was a guy or a girl, Dwight Yoakam. I don't know. I was thinking Yoko Ono. I don't know.
Dwight was an old school. Is an old school.
Is he? Like Hank Williams.
Right. No, like Buck Owens. Okay. I gotta get him straight on the country music.
I'm just learning, guys. I don't know that much, but
Hank Williams.
Okay, speaking of Hank Williams.
Okay, there's Hank Williams Jr., but Hank Williams, the dad. There's a happy picture of him right there.
Now, how would you compare Hank Williams Sr.'s music to Hank Williams Jr.'s music?
Let's not talk about Hank Williams Jr. Let's talk about Hank Williams Sr.
Okay. Why? Is the young one not worth talking about?
Well, we only got like 13 minutes.
Okay, all right. We're going to waste time talking about Are You Ready for Some Football?
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Hank Williams Sr. wrote some of the greatest country and western, some of the greatest songs, period.
All right.
his songs just went so much in depth about the human soul and the experience that it's just amazing.
Where do you think he got his inspiration for all these songs?
You have to really watch a good documentary, but he was, grew up poor in the South, but he was influenced by gospel music in the church.
He's got some big ears.
Yeah, this is the old Happy Hank, okay? But do yourself a favor, get yourself a greatest hits, get started to listen to some Hank. Now, one thing about Hank was this album right here, Hank Williams and Luke the Drifter. He recorded under a alter ego called Luke the Drifter. Okay, and
sort of like Garth Brooks did that with his Chris or whatever.
Yeah. But the Luke the Drifter recordings, those songs were more spiritual, religious, because he was appealing to the older, folks, than his commercial, But here's a great cover. And this album right here, I was glad to rescue because this album has always been around the house growing up. And when I moved, I managed to get it. And this contained Lost Highway. My bucket's got a hold on it. Be careful of stones that you throw. 6 More Miles. Jambalaya. Just a great Rambling Man. Elijah.
Let me ask you a question about somebody who might be interested in starting to add to their collection, starting to add country, or just getting started in adding country.
Right.
Are there better deals at thrift stores on country music? Are there more country albums at thrift stores, or is it about the same as the rock stuff?
Well, if you're into the vinyl things, you can find country albums, but usually they're pretty in rough shape,
Yeah.
But you can, look. But if you just want to start a collection, go with the big classic names, the Johnny Cash, the Hank Williams, the Patsy Cline, the Jim Reeves to get you started,
Gotcha.
And go on the internet, educate yourself, read, go on YouTube. There's a lot of great clips of these classic artists. Then you got the new country, which I'm not really a big fan of.
I like the new country. I like the classics and I like the new stuff. I just want to throw that out there. Josh Turner, Brad Paisley, Tim McGraw, Toby Keith. I like them.
And of course, there's something called alternative country too. The Lucinda Williams.
Lucinda Williams. If
Yes.
you've never heard of this woman, that's all I'm gonna say.
Okay. We might turn this into a 2-part video.
That's fine.
Okay.
That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wayne Hancock. Wayne Hancock. He's the man. Wayne the Train Hancock. He's that video I sent you. He was performing on.
Oh yeah. That was good.
Okay. Okay. What a voice. What?
The incomparable Patsy Cline.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And she recorded Crazy, which was a Willie Nelson composition.
Yep.
And a funny thing about that, when she recorded it, they were working from a Willie Nelson demo of the song. And Willie Nelson was like kind of talked it more than singing it,
Yeah.
I mean, this was back in the early 60s.
Yeah.
And so Patsy Cline was singing it that way. It wasn't working. Finally, they said to Patsy, just sing it your way. Two takes, they had it.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Isn't that interesting?
I Fall to Pieces.
I fall to pieces. Wow, wow, wow.
Yeah. Walking After Midnight, another great
'Cause
song.
I'll be walking after midnight. Okay, there's your sampling.
Okay, here is a classic country and western.
Ray
album.
Charles did country music?
Yes.
Get out of town.
No.
No, I believe you. I just want you to get out of town.
Okay.
Okay, Ray Charles did country, huh? What kind of songs are on there?
Bye Bye Love, You Don't Have Know Me.
So these aren't ones he wrote. These are just his renditions.
Right.
Okay.
Now, let me explain. This was a huge selling album back in the early 60s.
That particular album?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Ray Charles, modern sounds in country and western music. Okay. when he told the record company he wanted to do a country and western album, they looked at him. What? You know?
Well, and here's what the music industry should have said. Why don't we let Ray do whatever he wants? Everything the guy touches is gold. So here you have it.
But Ray really, Ray loved country music, and he really put his own soulful spin on it, and the audience just brought it up.
That's good. Cool.
Um,
Can you turn that just a little bit? I feel like
no, we're fine. We're fine.
Okay.
Jim Reeves.
All right.
Okay.
This is brother of Christopher Reeve, who played Superman. Right? Am I wrong?
No. Patsy Cline, killed in a plane crash on March 6 of 1963.
Was she murdered on the plane, or?
No.
Oh, it just blew up, and okay, like John Denver.
Go on Wikipedia and read it.
Okay.
I was shining that mirror against the sun when John was flying his airplane.
Oh, don't say that. I like John Denver.
So do I.
All right. What do you got there now, Jim Reeves?
Yeah,
Okay.
his big song is He'll Have to Go. He was like a country and western crooner.
Okay.
Really smooth.
Like a Frank Sinatra for country music.
Yeah, I consider him that. We lost him much too early, but
Oh, did he die in a plane crash too?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He was actually piloting the plane.
Oh, the plane that she was on?
No.
Oh. I'm confused. All right.
Okay.
All right.
She was coming back from the benefit concert.
All right.
Okay.
In what year did she die?
She died in '63.
Check Wikipedia, folks. Make sure he's telling you the truth.
Yeah.
All right.
He died in that spring of '64.
Okay.
Okay. We're going to come back and show off the rest of the album.
Well, we've only been going for 8 minutes.
Oh, I forgot. We didn't include. Okay. Let's include with a few more albums.
Yes.
You gotta get this album, Gunfighter Ballads and Trail Songs by Marty Robbins.
Okay.
You ever heard the song El Paso?
Yes. Yeah, I know that one. Yeah. I don't remember where I heard that, but I definitely know that song.
This album here, okay, it has the big hit El Paso, but the whole album, it's Western themes of Western blood-soaked ballads, because almost every song someone dies in a gunfight.
All right.
Okay. Bernie Taupin, who writes the lyrics for Elton John. Yeah.
Yep.
This album was the inspiration for an album Bernie wrote the lyrics for called Tumbleweed Connection.
Oh.
Western mythology of those, cowboy songs and what was going on in that time. Big Iron, Cold Water, Billy the Kid, 160 Acres, They're Hanging Me Tonight, Strawberry Rum, El Paso, In the Valley, The Master's Call, Burning Gun, Down in the Little Green Valley, and Utah Corral. Good Western theme, and the music on this is incredible. So get it.
All right.
Okay, we got one more minute. You want to put a halt on the albums and do it part 2?
Yeah, sure. We'll be back with part 2.
Yeah.
We're going to increase the comedy level a little bit.
Yeah, this is the informational, okay?
Yeah.
Yahoo!
Yeah. You gotta
Okay.
get up there and hit pause.
I'm going to hit pause. Y'all come back now, you hear?